Hi everybody, this is Jeff again. I'm on another adventure in Kelowna, BC. This is part of my Kelowna Parks Challenge. I'm trying to see all 200 plus Kelowna parks in a year. I'm over a quarter of the way through. It's going really well. If you like to see some local city parks, you want to help me explore Kelowna, you can watch this video, and I hope you enjoy what I'm able to show you of what I discovered today. Today, I'm on a walk in Lower Glenmore, the old part of Glenmore, so south of where I was on my last video. So last week I was up the Glenmore Valley exploring Brants Creek and the Brants Creek Linear Park. Today I'm in the lower part of the valley, the southern part of the valley, where Brants Creek goes west and heads towards Okanagan Lake. So I'm just north of Bankhead. If you watched my Bankhead video, you know about that neighborhood. So this is this is an old neighborhood. I think for a long time they didn't have running water and things out here, but in the past few decades it's turned into a normal suburban neighborhood. So it's kind of in the foothills of Knox Mountain. So Knox Mountain is immediately to the northwest of here. So there'll be some hills today. Gonna find some parks. I imagine they'll mostly be neighborhood parks, but you know, each one of those is special in its own way. So we'll see what we find and what we can celebrate about Kelowna parks. Hey, so first up on this week's walk is Hartwick Park. So this is a neighborhood park up along Clifton Road. This park has the things you would expect to see from a neighborhood park. It's got a playground you can see behind me, a tennis court also, and a nice big shady lawn. It's got some really big old plane trees and oak trees, so it's a nice resource for the neighborhood. One thing I noticed about this park is that it's open to the street on three sides. So on the one hand, one of those streets is Clifton, which as you can hear is very busy and provides a lot of noise and maybe isn't the safest place to play. But on the other hand, this park is very open and very light. It doesn't have hedges or shrubs around the edge, so it does let light in and it lets air in and it lets people see what's going on. So there's a lot to be said for that. Hey, so here I am in my second park of the trip. This is Sonora Park, named, of course, after the street it's on. This is a park in just a suburban park, but it's quite a large park. So if I pan around, you can see there's quite a few lots worth of land here. Most of it taken up by grass, but surrounded by a berm with some trees on it. What I think is really interesting about this park, this is the highest park on the trip today. I did climb some hills to get here, and even so, what's nice is from this park you can see a lot of the hills that are around us. So over to the west, we've got the start of Knox Mountain. To the north, you can see some of the peaks of the Glenmore Highlands. And then to the east, of course, we've got Dilworth. So it's a nice place with a nice view. And I mean, if you like running around on a huge lawn, that's great too, but this is worth coming to just for this view, if you ask me. Hi, here I am in my next park on the list. This is Golf View Park. So yes, there is a Golf View Street nearby, but it is also right next to the Kelowna Golf Course. It shares a long fence line with the golf course, and it kind of feels like a cut-off corner of the golf course. It feels like a nice neighborhood park. It's quite large. It's got a big lawn. It's got a playground for children. It's got a few trees here and there. But one of its best features, of course, is these views you can see behind me of Dilworth Mountain. This is a view from the northwest. You can see the cliffs really well. All through this area, all through my walk here, I've been getting better and better views of Dilworth Mountain. And someday I will go up on top and look around there too. But for now, I'm contenting myself with these amazing sights. So if you want some good views of Dilworth Mountain, or if you're in the neighborhood and you want a place to play and run around, Golf View Park, or if you want to view some golf. Hey, so I'm coming to you now from the next park, which is Almals Park. Is it Calmals or is it Calmals? I have no idea. C-A-L-M-E-L-S. I assume it was someone's name. I'll have to do some research on who that was. This park is nice. This is a neighborhood park. It's not right next to the road. It is just west half a block from Spall Road, but it's separated by a townhouse development. So it's not very loud. You know, kick your ball and it goes away. You're not going to have to run across a busy street to get it. Not that you should ever do that, but this park looks older to me. There's certain features it has. The parking lot is surrounded by a fence in a kind of a, I don't even know what to call it, a pale green with a brownish hue paint job on it. It just looks old to me. It looks like a 40s color. And other parts of the park, instead of being surrounded by fence, are just blocked off with concrete barriers. It's just got an old look. Now, I think it's been updated since the 50s or whenever it was put in, maybe the 40s. And it's got a nice sidewalk running through it now. It's got a children's playground in it. It's got a picnic table. So it's got some features. I imagine originally it might have just been a big rectangular square of grass, but it's been definitely improved since then. So you can see behind me there's the leaves on the ground from the trees, and it's become quite a charming area. The north end is a little more boring. The south end, you can see behind me, much more interesting. So another cute feature that I like of this park is on the north end, it borders an alley, and the alley is not paved. It's got gravel, and the grass has been allowed to grow through the gravel. So you have a nice grassy alley, which I think is the most adorable thing. Anyway, you can come for that. You can come for a nice protected place to play. Almals Park. Hey, so here's a neat little discovery. This is not a park, but it is a walkway. You can see on the left side of the screen there's a little walkway, and it is along a daylighted portion of our old friend Brant's Creek. And I say daylighted because it's open to the sky, but really I don't think this was ever buried. I think this has just been here in a ditch the whole time, and this little corner where I am was left not part of anyone's housing lot, and it has been made into a little parklet, I guess we could say, by the city. So that is quite charming, and I'm glad to have found it. Hey, so here I am with my next park. This is Redlich Pond Park. I'm expecting mostly neighborhood parks today. This little patch of nature in the middle of this subdivision is a very delightful discovery for me. I know I have my biases. I'm really fond of a good nature bath. This, for today, is the best I'm going to get. It's a pond that I assume was originally natural, although of course it could have been created for logging or mining or other industrial purposes before this was a subdivision. But it's here now, and it's home to a lot of ducks, and apparently it's home to a lot of painted turtles. The housing around it is really tight, right up to the edge almost. The trail along the north side that I traveled was basically right along the edge of the lake, which is not so great for riparian habitat values. They have to put signs up warning people not to trample the turtle eggs. But it's great if you want to get down close to the pond and have a good natural experience. So I'm very delighted to have discovered this park, and I hope to come back again someday. So here I am in my sixth and final park for this adventure. This is Jack Robertson Memorial Park. Who was Jack Robertson? I don't know. Why should we remember him? I don't know. They don't have a sign saying that. Was he a city councilor? Was he a famous sports personality of the city? I don't know. But it's a pretty cool park that they've named after him. It's a little larger than a lot of the parks I've seen today. It's not just your average neighborhood park. This is a little more of a destination. It's got, yes, a playground you can see behind you, but it's also got a big tennis court and also a baseball diamond. I'm sitting in the bleachers right now. And it's an interesting park. It's been left in its hilly natural state. Of course, the native forests and grasslands and things have been stripped, and the hills are now covered with a monoculture of European grasses, but it's still, it's not been flattened, which is refreshing. There is a lovely trail that winds down from the north to the south through this park, and all in all, I think it's pretty pleasant and an enjoyable place to come. So, you know, in a lot of ways, it's like a transitional park that you might walk through to get from one part of this neighborhood to the other, but that's fine because it's got a lot of pleasant things to see. So definitely worth coming to. Wish I knew who Jack Robertson was, but another note about this park, it does have a public washroom. It's closed right now because right now it's the end of the fall and soon will be the winter, and they don't leave them open because I guess the pipes are too shallow. But for the summer, it's a good place to come to stop off if you need to have a bathroom break. So Jack Robertson Memorial Park. Hey, so there you have it. That was my adventure for today. I went to the neighborhood of Old Glenmore at the southern end of the Glenmore Valley, and I saw 6 parks. We saw Hartwick Park, we saw Sonora Park, Golf View Park, we saw Almals Park, Redlich Pond, and the Jack Robertson Memorial Park. So they're all good, and they all, you know, as I suspected, all special in their own way. Great views at Sonora. You can check out some golf at Golf View, and of course, Redlich Park. What a Redlich Pond, I mean, what a treat that was. Very glad to have discovered that. So, you know, interesting neighborhood, very suburban. Looks like it was probably built in the 60s. A lot of the houses look like they're from the 70s. Probably the same age as, you know, a lot of the development in Bankhead and things, which is, you know, next door to the south. So, yeah, glad I came, glad I checked it out. And now I know a little bit more about my new hometown. So if you liked the video, if you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing to this channel, or at least like the video, and you can see more videos that I make. You can see old videos that I've made. If you have something to say, maybe you're a resident, maybe you know some things about the pond or the park and different things that you want to tell me about, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear about it. Until next time.